The late anti-apartheid struggle activist Vytjie Mentor has been laid to rest in Kimberley in the Northern Cape. The former Member of Parliament resigned as an ANC member in 2019 to join the African Christian Democratic Party, and she died as a member of ActionSA. Mentor was a whistleblower at the state capture inquiry. SABC News reporter Ulrich Hendriks has more.
Mabel Petronella Vytjie Mentor has just been laid to rest here at the West End Cemetery, of course capping a life of a politician. But let's talk to one of our oldest friends, that is former Northern Cape Premier and former Minister, Tapuo Peters. Mayor Peters, tell us, you've been a friend to Vytjie Mentor. Tell us about how she was as a person.
Vytjie was a very friendly person, honest person, hardworking, who did not have particular cures for certain people. She would clean, she would cook, she would do everything that you would expect from any mother. She was a loving mother for her children and our children. She embraced everybody and all of us. And in fact, she shared her family with us. I'm one of those who can vouch for the humility and for the caring nature of her own mother, who's also lying here. And to show that we could share her mother, during the holidays she would take my children to her mom in Volmaranstad. So I would want to say today, when we lay to rest, this friend, this comrade, this sister, and somebody who I could say was my confidant, I would say we feel at a loss, but we know that her life was not in vain. She contributed. We have the democracy that we have today. She was a fierce, brave person, and when she believes in a cause and a principle, she stuck to it. And she was somebody who could say anything at any time. We used to say to her, she shoots from the hip. And she was cheeky, impatient with people in particular who could not see the line that she was pushing. So I want to say to Vytjie today, may her soul rest in peace. She has done a lot for the people of South Africa and the people of the Northern Cape and Kimberley in particular. We value her contribution. We valued her in life. We also say, even in death, we still recognize her contribution.
You briefly spoke about it. She was very cheeky, you said, and a lot of the speakers at the service saying hardkoppig. She had that streak in her. Was it you were with her in the ANC in this region? You went to Parliament with her. In terms of that streak of her, how was it working with Vytjie?
Vytjie was stubborn by nature, and I'm not surprised because her Setswana name is Gaditloelo. Gaditloelo means it's something that it's unconventional, and like I said, if she stuck to something, she stuck to it. She didn't care whether you're a friend or a sister or whatever. If she had a difference with you, she will deal with you in the very strict way that she would deal with an unknown person. So I would want to say that she was somebody, in her stubbornness, she was, in her own way, believing that she was correct. And if she believes that she is correct, maybe that is why we characterize it as stubborn. If she believes that she's correct, even if the majority would say this is the route we take, and she believes that this is the route I'm proposing we should take, she would want her route to be the one that is followed. But at a later stage, when you sit and analyze with her, she would say, oh, now I see the angle. But why didn't you tell me before I spoke there? Because if you could have told me, I would have understood the angle you came from. And I said to her, but we are not factions. We don't discuss issues of the meeting before we go into meetings. So the fact that we could differ on an agenda item does not mean that I'm now your enemy. And she also was like that. But she loved cooking. She loved cooking. She always made this most delicious lamb stew. And I think I'll miss that, because even when we're in Cape Town, she would say, you must come and visit so that I must come and cook for you. She would send me, the time I was a minister, a bowl of freshly made soup from Acacia Park right to my office in the center of Cape Town. Or she would come with it to Parliament. And Vytjie used to say she's got visions. She said she saw ahead of everybody. That's why she would believe that which I am saying. People believe that it is a newfound discovery that Vytjie could have gone to the Zondo Commission. No, but Vytjie has always been, if something is wrong, it is wrong. And her fight on the anti-corruption stance was based on principle, not on hating anybody. That's why people were surprised that Vytjie said this about me, but now she meets me and greets me, because she didn't see it as being as animosity, and she believed that whatever needs to be corrected here and now. And if you get cross with her, that's your baby. She has passed, and I would want to say to the family now that we really benefited from your sister, from your mother, from your aunt, and we feel at a loss, because we still believed that we can get a lot out of Comrade Vytjie. For us, in the ANC, she will remain our comrade, because we were with her in the trenches when it was not fashionable to be in a leadership position. But I want to also say in conclusion, Vytjie was somebody who could allow herself to be led also. She was a member of the Regional Executive Committee. At the time it was still called a Kimberley region. And she served under Koniso Posengwe and served under Butulani Binasi. She worked with them, and equally so, stubborn in the REC, stubborn in the PEC, stubborn in the municipality. And one thing about Vytjie, she fought this GBV issues. She believed in the rights of children. She believed in the rights of women. And one thing, if you can be accused of anything that is wrong towards children and women, you'd remember, you'd see her in court, she would follow a case to ultimate end. And I want to say that we have lost as a community. We believed that she's still going to unearth a lot of things, because one thing about Vytjie, she had a way of unearthing many things that others did not see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The poor Peters, of course, one of Vytjie Mentor's friends, and also one of her former comrades, of course, being in the ANC, a former minister and a former premier of this Northern Cape. Of course, Vytjie being spoken about during a funeral service as someone that is very stubborn, someone who's very loving, someone who imparted skills and assets to her children and to those around her that they say will last them for a lifetime. With that, it's back to the studio.